What is happening, people, and welcome to today's video where a little bit later we are going to be announcing the $500 winner, and then today we're going to be talking about bridge programming. Now, bridge programming is a shorter block of periodization that links to more intense programs. It typically looks different than your normal programming. It typically has different goals, and like I said, it's a little bit shorter, like a 6 to 8 week block. So if you wanted to run something like my everyday carry program, which is very intense, and then you want to follow it up with something like my conjugate program, which is very intense, then I would recommend something in the middle that looks a little different, feels a little different, has different goals. Something like my RPM program that is more based on working your form, building your conditioning, stuff like that. So you give your body a little bit of a break between those two big monsters. Now, there are many times when you should use bridge programming, but there are four main ones that I want to talk about today, and the first of which is a situation that I'm actually going through myself, and that is when you are injured or you are hurt, and even though mentally maybe you want to get after it, like right now I feel good, so I want to keep adding weight to the bar, I want to push, I want to try to be as explosive as possible, but I know that my body is not there yet, it's not healed enough, so I'm going to take the next 6 to 8 weeks and run my RPM program so that I can take time working on my form, leaning out just a little bit, and really just ingraining good reps instead of bad reps so that when I do move back to the intense stuff, I'm already going to be set up for it. The second instance when I recommend people should use block programming is when you are either mentally or physically burnt out from the gym. If you've never been mentally burnt out from the gym, then congratulations, but trust me, if you do this long enough, it's gonna happen. Eventually, there's gonna come the day when you don't wanna go to the gym, when you don't wanna lift weights. The last thing that you wanna do is touch another barbell. And when that happens, it can be very, very useful to take a step back and kind of change the way everything looks, change your goals, change the feel of everything so you get unburnt out. Then you can return back to your very intense programming after a little 6 to 8 week block. And if your body is burnt out, if you guys have ever experienced something like CNS fatigue at the end of a very, very brutal program, and you know once you finish that program, the last thing that you ever want to do is start lifting weights up heavy again on Monday, then something like a 6 to 8 week block that is a step back can often lead to steps forward because you get to work all things that you normally don't get to work when you're there at the end of a program. The third instance when I would highly recommend that people use some sort of bridge programming is when you need to step back and work on your form. Like I was just saying, at the end of a lot of heavy programs, your form is breaking down. There's stuff with your deadlift that you know needs to be worked on, needs to be fixed. Your squat doesn't look the way it's supposed to work. And so sometimes taking one step back, lightening up the weights, changing the focus, changing the intensity for just a little block of time can then lead you 2 steps forward later because your form is better, you're using your brace better, your squat looks the way it's supposed to be, and you fix those things on your deadlift. And finally, the fourth situation that I recommend where people should be using bridge programming is when you're in some sort of calorie deficit or you're cutting, because typically when you're cutting and you're redlining it, that's when a lot of overuse stuff starts to happen, or you get some sort of small nagging injuries that just will not heal because you're not giving your body all of the supplies that it needs to completely recover from the ways that you're beating it up. So I would highly recommend that you make the training match your caloric intake. So maybe for this little block of time while you're trying to drop a bunch of body fat, things do lighten up and you're working your form and it looks different, it feels different. All those things are only going to be beneficial for when you come back to the more intense programming, and when that does happen, then hopefully you'll come back better form, more good reps ingrained versus bad reps. It will just be better for everything in your entire game all the way around. All right, but that is the main meal that I do have for you guys today, but I guess everyone's kind of waiting to see who won that $500 gift card, and the winner, without any further ado, is Mark Chuck. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry for butchering your name. I cannot pronounce that for the life of me. I'm going to contact you over email and let you know that you are officially the $500 winner. Congratulations to you. I hope you enjoy all the stuff that you're going to pick up at Barbo Apparel, and thank you, Barbo Apparel, for giving me the gift card to give away. So really, really cool opportunity, and congratulations, Mark. I'm very, very happy. Now, if you did not win this time, don't worry. There is going to be another $500 giveaway in about a month. And if you guys start buying programs from today, the release of this video, up into the next one of that, then you are in the running. Again, any money that you spend at neverstate.com, whether it be on programming, calls, coaching calls, stuff like that, that counts as 5 entries into the pot. So yeah, it goes pretty far. So I thank you guys so much for absolutely everything you do, all the ways that you support the channel. Congratulations, Mark. Thank you, Barbell Apparel. It's just been a really, really good time, and I thank you guys so much just for everything that you do. So I will catch you later in the week. Until I do got something amazing with us, keep working hard, people. Be nice to each other. I'll see you then.